Hi everyone, it's Julie here, and I'm here to make a project for you for Mark and Helen at Visible Image, who've kindly sent me some stamps to play with and see what I can come up with. I thought first thing I would do was a really nice simple thing, and I thought I'd make something useful. So when the stamps come, they come in these nice little folders. I thought it would be really nice to make a storage album for these nice little envelopes to go in. So what you'll need for that is can you hear that? That's rain. It's so heavy outside you wouldn't believe. Crazy. So what you'll need is 2 6x6, either lightweight chipboard, or you can use mount board. You can use some really thick cardboard if you want to, whatever your preference is. So that's 2 6x6 inch squares, and then this one you'll need a 2x6, which is your spine. To bind it, we're going to use the Tim Holtz Ideology, the ring binder. I've got a large ones here, you get 2 in a pack. The thing you'll need is a piece of paper which is 7.5 by 8.25, and another one 7.5 by 8. So we'll pop these to one side at the moment and we'll concentrate on our paper for now. We need to join these papers because we can't make a big enough expanse that we need. So what you can do, you can find your biggest, the easiest way actually, without measuring, which seems sensible, is to put the two together, your smallest one on the top, and then you'll have, let me put it that side so it's nearer the camera, you'll have the one on the bottom will be overlapping the one on the top, so just draw a pencil line down there. So that's where we've got to join it there. So you can put some tape or glue, whatever you want to use, and my favourite glue, I have to say, is Scotch Quick Dry, so I'm going to pop that on there, and then let's join them together onto that pencil mark that you made. So we have the perfect 1/4 inch there. So that's given us the length we want. Don't worry about this join because that will be covered up in the end anyway. So that's the length of paper we need. And then what we can do is you get your 2-inch binding strip. Because it's 2 inches, we just make a mark at 1 inch in the middle. There, I'm going to do it on the end because that'll be easier to see then. And again at the bottom, just that mark there. Then you can put that, centre it, because you've got your split in the middle there, so that gives you middle mark, and you can place it in there. We need to, I don't know what you prefer to use, you could use ATG, which I could do actually, although sometimes it does take the top off my card. Oh, it's not doing it today. Sometimes it does, all depends how old my card is, I think. But anyway, so ATG on there like that, centre it between the two. If you must measure it, you can. It won't matter too much because this is going to come overlapped, and then we'll put another piece to make it nice and tidy inside, so don't worry too much if it's not quite centred. Then what I do, I need a space approximately sort of 2 times the width of your card, whatever you use. So I stuck 2 pieces together, and I often use this, a scrappy old piece, but it does the job, and so I'll pop that in there. So that's, I'm going to want that space. So now we can stick our 6x6 sheets. That's 80G that. As I've said many times, I use our old signage from work, and when we throw it away I nab it and I use it for my albums. It's best to recycle than throw it away, I always think. That saves me having to buy chipboard, so I'm pleased. So pop that double width of cards in there and just line those up, with the spine, and pop it down, and then we'll do the same on the other side. So 80G on there. Try and come up to your edges if you can. And again, use that scrappy old bit of paper card I should say, and I'll pop that up there, and then just line that up, the 6-inch panel. That's your other cover. So you'll be left with this, nice and simple. Just cut off the ends here, leaving about 1/8 of an inch at the edge of the corner there, 1/8 of an inch on your paper there, and we'll go round and cut that. Don't go too close, but again, if you leave too much, in fact it's not stuck that side, it's not stuck on very straight actually, is it? Never mind. There we go, hey ho. Right, so then we can get our 80G. We'll stick down that side first, so let's go on the long side. Try and keep your 80G or your glue, whatever you use, right up to the edge. I had a bit of a meltdown there, look, never mind, that's fine. And we're going to go down on there. What you can do actually is just pop it down on the surface, and then that will give you a crease. A nice crease to start off with. I'll do it on the other side to show you. Then we'll go on the opposite side. So if you crease it on your surface first, like that, and then bring it round. That's because I've not got it on there quite straight. And then you can do both ends exactly the same way. So just go on, finish that off, both ends now. Take it down onto the surface if you want to, just to make that crease nice and flat. And you'll end up like that, with that, the way that is, and both ends done. Crease to start off with. I'll do it on the other side to show you. Then we'll go on the opposite side. So if you crease it on your surface first, like that, and then bring it round, and you can do both ends exactly the same way. So to cover the middle, we need 2 sheets, because we can't get it out of one 12 by 12 acrossways, it's too long. We'll need one 7 1/4 by 5 3/4 and one 7 by 5 3/4. Do exactly the same as we did before, put them both together, the smallest one on top, so that you can do your pencil line up the side of the overlap. And then we can glue them together just the same as we did before. And you'll need one sheet of 12 by 12 with one design, and then 2 sheets the same, so 3 sheets in all. You need 2 for your cover and 1 for this middle piece. So let that dry, and that's going to go inside, and we're going to stick that on now. So I'll ATG that one, come back. Now we've just got to pop that on. If you glue the whole lot of it, be extremely careful about putting it on. And we'll just centre it in the middle, like so. And then we're going to just make sure that's flat. You can get your bone folder and just go over that, just to make sure everything's stuck down nicely. Like that. You've got your spine there and your page, so before you actually bend them, just give it a score. Be careful not to break the paper though. And that's there, like that. That's given you your folder. And we just need to put the binding ring in now. So if you don't like the join in there, you can pop a little mat on there. I've used the same papers from my scraps that I had left over that I used for the front of the cover, and that will be 5 3/4 by 1 1/4. Sorry, 5 3/4 by 1 3/4. So we'll pop that on, and that will make that look tidier. Doesn't hurt to reinforce that at all. That's a good idea. The more reinforced it is, the better. And that goes in there. That will come to the edge of the mat you've already got in there. What we need to do now is just make a cover for the edge, because we've got our join in the middle. We need to cover that. So we need another piece, just ordinary weight card this time, 2 by 6 the card, and then the paper 7.5 by 3.5. And we're going to put some adhesive on there, whatever you prefer, and centre that into our paper. Do exactly the same as we did before with the corners, just leaving that slight amount past the corner. As we said before, not even 1/8 of an inch probably, so I'll leave that near. And then that can be, I'll put some adhesive on the edges again, and I'll carry on with that just the same as you did before. So the next stage is to put the binding ring in. As I say, I've finished covering that. We don't need to worry about the back, because that will be stuck to the outside. Let's centre that into that spine then. So centre that ring in there. Make a pencil mark in your holes, and then you want to get your, I've got a big bite actually, I could have used that, or the crocodile, which would be okay because it's got a long enough reach for that. I think we'll probably use the large hole, actually maybe the small one, because it's only got to have the it's only got to have the little brad going through it, so we'll pop that in. You've got your pencil marks there to be a guideline. Then that's that. We need to just pop that in. You get the 4 big brads with it. Ooh. And they just go in like this. And that'll make, because we've done the small holes, it'll make them nice and tight as well. Turn it over and spread the, I'll do it sideways actually. Spread those brads out at the back of the brad. Sorry, I've probably got my arm right in your way. I'm really clever, aren't I? Never mind, there you go. So that's that. To stick them down, I often actually, you can push them as far as you can push them. Get your bone folder, get your hand behind and push hard on those to get them as flat as you can. We're going to stick something on top of that, so that's okay. If you want to be doubly sure, you could stick some tape down on the top of it, but I don't think you'll need to do that when you're sticking the other thing on the top. So that's going to go here to cover all that up.